Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me today for this timeless, channeled pick a card tarot reading. Whenever you come across this reading is when you're meant to hear it. And I want to let you know that I always align my intentions for your highest and best good. To choose your reading, you're going to choose from one of these crystals I'm about to introduce, or one of the cards I'm going to reveal. Then look in the description box below where you'll find timestamps for all the readings, as well as a list of all the cards that I use. All right, for reading number 1, we have Fossilized Coral. And for reading number 2, Bumblebee Jasper. And for reading number 3, Emerald. All right, let's look at the cards. For reading number 1, Geranium. And for reading number 2, Sorrel. And for reading number 3, Broccoli. Let your intuition guide you. Whichever crystal or card you're most drawn to is most likely the reading meant for you. Of course, if you're drawn to 2 or even all 3, then please listen to 2 or 3 because there may be additional messages for you there. Enjoy your reading. Hello, reading number 1. You chose Fossilized Coral. And fossilized coral holds the imprint of marine life that lived millions of years ago. If you meditate with it, it can awaken deep cellular and ancestral memory, the part of you that remembers your origins in the water before form took shape. It teaches the beauty of evolution, reminding you that transformation takes patience and pressure. As a waterborne fossil, it balances the emotional body. It can help calm storms within, encouraging emotional resilience and release of old wounds. It aligns you with natural flow, much like tides returning to the shore, teaching you how to move through cycles without resistance. Though its energy is oceanic, its fossilized nature gives it grounding power. It unites the water element of emotion, intuition, dreams with the earth element, which is stability, embodiment, physical reality. This combination makes it ideal for those who feel spiritually open but need help staying rooted. Many mystics use fossilized coral as a time bridge, a crystal that connects the present to primordial earth consciousness. It can enhance past life recall, ancestral communication, and wisdom from the planet's earlier epochs, especially for healers or channelers who work with ancient energies like Atlantis or Lemuria. And energetically, fossilized coral strengthens bones, teeth, and the skeletal system, the mineral record within you. It's also believed to support circulation and the absorption of nutrients. On a metaphysical level, it encourages structure and stability after long periods of chaos or fluidity. And the card that you chose, the flower, geranium, says healing, is a bright-hearted spiritual ally, both healer and guardian, whose energy bridges the emotional and spiritual realms. Geranium flower essence works deeply with the emotional body and heart field. It harmonizes polarities, light and dark, joy and sorrow, self and others, teaching that all aspects of experience can coexist in wholeness. And geranium flower essence balances the highs and lows of mood, stabilizing emotional swings and fatigue. It brings gentle optimism to those who've lost faith in their own light. When the inner flame flickers, geranium rekindles it. And it reminds you that your radiance is not dependent on perfection, but on presence. It helps dissolve emotional blockages that make you feel unworthy of love or pleasure. It nurtures self-acceptance, sensuality, and the ability to receive beauty. It clears stagnant energy from the aura and helps align all chakras, particularly the heart chakra, the solar plexus, and the sacral chakra. It's an excellent ally after emotional entanglements or spiritual healing work. It balances yin and yang, masculine and feminine energies within. The flower essence infuses the energy body with sunlight. It dispels psychic heaviness, fear, and gloom. Spiritually, geranium encourages trust that joy and safety are not naive, but divine birthrights. And geranium has long been cherished in folk magic. It radiates both charm and protection, bridging the Venus planet, the planet Venus, and the sun. Geranium is a powerful herb for drawing love, deepening affection, and renewing self-love. It wards off negative energies while uplifting the space. It magically, geranium restores enthusiasm after emotional burnout. It's a favorite of artists, healers, and those emerging from grief or transformation. So when I talk about the flower essence, if you don't know what that is, I hope that you will, if you come to my readings often, that you will look for it. There are several good brands out there. I will put a link for a flower essence in the description box below. But essentially, they take the flower and will make a tincture out of it. Many times they'll use alcohol to preserve it, let it sit and draw out the flower essence. And it really just takes, a few drops a day before it begins to do its work for you. This is All things have spirits. Plants, animals, us, everything has a spirit. So what this does is it captures the beneficial properties of the spirit of this flower and then helps to heal your spirit. Now, when I talk about the magical properties, that's taking the physical plant and using it. So, for example, taking, if you have geranium essential oil, which is completely different than flower essence, you could add that to your bath, that kind of thing. All right. Let's find out some more with the tarot cards. Definitely, I feel that you're in the stage of healing, but it's like you're almost healed. It's like if you break a bone or you have a sprain and at first you can't use that arm or walk on that ankle, but after a couple weeks it's like you can start using it, but just you have to be tender about it. And then a couple more weeks, it feels a little bit stronger, but still not quite ready. And then in a couple more weeks, it feels like you're ready to really use it and put some pressure on it and maybe start doing a little bit more so you can build up whatever you've lost as far as muscle goes. And I feel like that's where you are emotionally. Like there's been something that has caused some, maybe it's causing a transformation and you're coming out of that now. So let's get some more information. About how you can best complete this. Oh, there we go. All right, we have the Princess of Wands. Best complete this healing process. The Five of Jars. The Two of Pentacles. All right. All right. What you're almost done healing is that part of you that once second guessed yourself. So the Princess of Wands, sometimes called the Page of Wands, represents that inspiration, the version of you that once felt your passions were too much, your curiosity too scattered, or your creative ideas not practical. This healing has been about reclaiming your right to explore, express, and ignite without the weight of old self-doubt or the fear of being seen. So you're burning through old beliefs that your enthusiasm must be contained, the fear that your spiritual and creative gifts might not be useful or safe, the remnants of comparison or self-censorship that muted your natural radiance. You're at the final edge of releasing that, standing before the horizon with your wand, heart saying, I'm ready to live from inspiration, not survival. And that little last leg, that last thing you need to do to complete this chapter in your life is not just thinking or feeling the transformation, but moving with it, sharing it, embodying it. The Princess of Wands asks you to act on the impulses of your soul, even before you feel ready. It's through the doing, the painting, the dancing, the writing, the traveling, the laughing, the filming, playing your instrument, all of that the new energy anchors fully into reality. It's, if you think of a song that pops in your head, you want to sit down at the piano or grab your guitar right away and anchor it so that you remember it. Because if you don't play it immediately, it just kind of floats away, right? It's in the ether. You want to pin it down, anchor it into the physical. So it doesn't matter if you show it to anybody yet or not. You want to do that physical act to anchor. And speak your inspiration aloud. You don't have to tell anyone, but that's part of that anchoring process. It's like if you're going to go to the grocery store and you need to buy something, if you speak it out loud, okay, I need to remember to get napkins when I go to the store, because it's something that you don't normally get. It's not something that you get every week, right? But saying it out loud and hearing it, again, that's giving voice to it. It's anchoring it. You're more likely to remember it that way. And when you're being creative, create something without editing it, without filtering it. Just let it be spontaneous. It's like writing a rough draft. You don't worry about misspellings or anything like that, because that disrupts the creative flow. You just get it out, let it come out, pin it down, anchor it. Be curious more than perfecting. And this is going to cultivate more creativity. And surround yourself with other people who fuel that passion, who fan your flame instead of dampen it, right? People who encourage you and inspire you and help cultivate that creativity within you. Now, the 5 of Jars is like the 5 of Cups. And the question I ask for this is what not to do on this last leg of this part of your journey, this healing. Because we do see this is number 37, which reduces to a 10. So this is something you're completing. You're just in that last stretch. So this card cautions against revisiting the old wound, the lost opportunity, right? She's looking back at what was lost instead of the 2 jars of honey she still has. So don't go back to that. Don't retell that story. You're almost done with it. You're almost healed it. And when you turn back and look at it, when you tell somebody about that old story again. It breathes life into it. And you want to breathe life into your new creations, your creativity, what's pulling you forward, what you want to create in life. So, mourning is a sacred part of healing, but beyond that moment, to linger is to keep the energy in a loop, right? And don't confuse reflection with rumination. You are an alchemist of experience. The mind can masquerade as wisdom when it's really just replaying pain. So this card warns you not to keep stirring the sediment at the bottom of the jar. Let the water clear itself through stillness and trust. Insight becomes wisdom only when you stop needing to interpret the past and begin to create from it. So it's like using it as your fuel. Not making it the song that you sing. And the image of the Five of Jars, whether it's the Five of Jars or the Five of Cups, almost, usually what we'll see is, we see here broken jars, right? Or you see cups that are spilled. And we have these two upright. So those remaining jars are your current blessings, your friendships, your opportunities, your creative sparks. So don't turn your back on these by focusing on these broken jars. There's nothing to be gained by focusing on those broken jars. The grief that you felt may have shaped your empathy, but it is not your name. The Five of Jars warns against building your story around suffering. There's dignity in acknowledging loss, but magic in releasing it. You're not what was broken. You are the one who has learned to pour again. So you can literally or symbolically bless what's been broken or what's spilled. Kind of like when you spill salt and you take a pinch and throw it over your shoulder, but then you're done with it, right? You could literally, pour a bit of water on the earth, thanking what has ended and for what it has taught you, and then turn towards your creation. And anytime some of this starts to rear its head, create something, draw, scribble, dance, write a poem, play some music, alchemize it, transmute it, transform it. And the Two of Pentacles shows what positive transformation is coming about as a result of this journey. A new rhythm, a fluid dance between your worlds, and the power to hold change without being drowned by it. So the heaviness of the Five of Jars gives way to movement, flow, balance. You're no longer standing over spilled honey. You are learning to move with the tide. The Two of Pentacles brings the gift of emotional agility, the ability to ride waves rather than resist them. You become the dancer, not the drowned. You feel again, but now you can feel and stay steady. The pentacles belong to the realm of the physical: home, money, health, responsibility. Yet this, too, teaches how to juggle them while staying spiritually attuned. You're learning to blend spirit and matter, to weave the mystical into the mundane. So this transformation shows up as more harmony between your work and your inner calling, a renewed sense of time and resource flow, no longer rushed but rhythmic, feeling grounded in your body again, not hovering in emotional memory. Your healing becomes embodied, lived through the small, sacred, everyday acts of life. And this card's rhythm is playful. It teaches that balance isn't rigidity, it's responsiveness. You'll find that where you once felt drained, you now discover resilience. Ideas flow more freely, energy returns, you begin to enjoy motion again. It's as if your soul rewires itself to trust the ebb and flow, to see change not as chaos, but choreography. And on a more tangible level, this transformation invites prosperity and creative success as you learn to dance between intuition and practicality. Your projects, your finances, and your manifestations begin to stabilize. This doesn't come from control, it comes from attunement to responsiveness to those rhythms. The universe rewards those who can keep their center while everything moves around them. And you're becoming the center. This Two of Pentacles represents dynamic harmony, a symbol of the alchemist who can hold both joy and responsibility, dream and duty, water and earth. You're no longer all heartache or all fire. You're balanced flame and fertile soil. So you're learning to work with cycles, not against them, or not feel like they're against you. And this balance births the kind of wisdom that can create beauty even in motion. It's just like a dance. So beautiful. Reading number 1. Please let me know if this resonates. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Other reading number 2. You chose the Bumblebee Jasper, which is it's not a true jasper, but it's a combination of sulfur, hematite, and volcanic ash, giving it this beautiful bumblebee pattern. It ignites enthusiasm after periods of stagnation. It heals self-doubt, guilt, and emotional fatigue. It rebuilds trust in your instincts, that intuitive buzz that guides you. And because it's forged by volcanic fire, it carries the frequency of metamorphosis, burns through fear of change. It helps you make bold moves, especially when stepping into a new creative or spiritual calling. It stabilizes your sense of self while infusing courage and optimism. It helps you discover your unique role within the greater hive of humanity, brings sweetness back to your sacred work, heals burnout by restoring the pleasure of purpose, and many light workers use it as a manifestation amplifier, especially for projects requiring confidence, innovation, leadership. It helps dissolve procrastination, fear of visibility, and scarcity belief. It just pushes stagnation out of your aura. And because sulfur is one of its core minerals, it's a natural cleanser, both physically and spiritually. It clears energetic blockages and wards off negative or draining influences. It is particularly good for empaths and creatives who absorb others' emotions, strengthening the subtle shield while keeping your heart open. And the card that you chose, Sorrel, is also a cleanser and emotional renewer. It carries the essence of purification. It's a gentle detoxifier, not only to the body, but of the aura. It clears emotional stagnation and energetic heaviness, especially resentment, guilt, or bitterness that has soured your inner landscape. It refreshes the spirit and restores zest for living. Because sorrel has a large water content and it thrives in moist places, it aligns with the element of water, the emotional and intuitive realm. And sorrel can help to restore flow where there has been rigidity, helping you trust cycles of release and renewal. It encourages letting tears or truth move freely again, and emotional honesty with yourself and others, and the courage to surrender control and allow life to refresh itself through you. It reconnects you to the simple joy of aliveness and to nature's effortless intelligence. Sorrel has long been used in both Celtic and Caribbean traditions, connecting you to lineages of earth medicine and communal ritual. In the Caribbean folk practice, red sorrel is brewed into a deep crimson drink for Yule, solstice, and ancestral offerings, a symbol of blood lineage and sacred vitality. It teaches reverence for those who came before and gratitude for the body as their living continuation. All right, let's find out more about how you're going to break free from stagnation and restore your zest for life. Oh, that's too many. Let's put those back and keep going. Okay, wow. They just want to jump out today for you. These cards are very slickery. If you have these cards, let me know. I do love how they shuffle. King of Pentacles. Even though they jump out, it's really smooth. If you've ever had cards that kind of stick together, these definitely do not. So they kind of glide. All right. How can you clear that stagnation? How can you restore your zest for life? All right. Princess of Wands. Interesting. That was the first card in the first reading. Oh. And the Keeper. If you hear any noises in the background, those are the dogs, Torvi and Agnes. First, let me say that we're asking this question of how you can move beyond stagnation. Maybe you've been procrastinating, or you just have had self-doubt, or whatever it is. The King of Pentacles is, this particular version of it looks like the Ace of Pentacles. So what that tells me is it's happening. It's already happening. That stagnation is already dissipating and dissolving. So you can just expect that. And the King of Pentacles is fertile stillness. This is the compost phase before new life pushes through. This is about re-entering your body and the material world with full presence. Moving beyond stagnation begins not with escape, but with anchoring. So escape might be watching a lot of TV, doom scrolling, trying to not feel. It's like you're staying in the element of air. And the King of Pentacles is the epitome of rootedness, groundedness, being anchored. So tend your physical world, garden, cook, exercise, dance, organize. And as you do, your spiritual energy begins to flow again. When the body is in motion, the soul remembers how to move. Stagnation often comes when your energy has been scattered, giving too much to others, waiting for permission, or doubting your own authority or sovereignty or agency. The King of Pentacles is your reminder that you are the steward of your own garden. You decide what grows and what no longer deserves your soil. So it's time to take ownership of your domain so that you can move forward. Set clear, grounded goals. Recommit to your craft or creative work. Tend to the business side of your dreams with as much love as the vision itself. It's not enough to think about what you want. It's about taking action. You are not waiting for opportunity, you're cultivating it. And the King moves at the right pace. He knows that sustainable momentum is born from consistent, joyful effort, not frantic burst of productivity. So this isn't waiting until the last minute. This is doing a little bit every day. And if you want to move beyond stagnation, then think about a rhythm of doing one focused act of creation each day, one act of self-nourishment, one tangible step towards your vision, no matter how small. It's consistency, little small things every day. This is what's going to move you forward. Your stagnation, again, I just see it dissolving as your actions accumulate into the evidence of your strength and commitment. Just small things. Sometimes stagnation lingers because the mind clings to lack. And the King of Pentacles teaches embodied abundance. The truth that prosperity is not a future event, but a state of being. So dress the part as if you're already embodying your next level of success. Eat and move in ways that signal to your body you are abundant. You are cared for. Speak to your projects as if they are living allies, because they are. And as your energy aligns with prosperity, life mirrors it back. Look at this reflection here. So it's doing it, taking that energy into the physical body, doing the physical acts of what you want to experience, embodying that, and it's going to draw it to you. You're learning to create from grounded joy instead of restless striving. This is your initiation into mastery. All right, and the Princess of Wands is about curiosity, wonder. So your zest returns, your zest for life returns when you court curiosity. So the more questions you ask, the more curious you are. It's not about chasing joy, it's about being being curious and inviting wonder into your life, being open. Let's see what this happens, being experimental. Do something you've never tried before, even something that seems like it doesn't have a purpose. And, allow yourself maybe one day a week where you don't have an agenda. You just kind of go somewhere without knowing why, just to see what's there. Let beauty find you. Play with color, scent, sound, movement. Flirt with life like it's a creative potential lover, You're inviting life to pique your interest by being curious and indulging these senses. Your spirit doesn't need another plan, it needs a spark. So follow what feels alive, not what feels obligatory. So small steps and being curious and open. Zest is born from permission, not pressure, right? We can't force it in that way. We have to invite it. So again, dance, stretch, walk barefoot, shake, hum, sing, anything that gets the chi flowing again. The princess teaches that motion awakens emotion. So again, a big message here about physical acts in the body, and also things that put you in your body through your senses, like smelling things, touching the texture of things, lighting a candle, moving your body in circles, spinning, dancing, watching a flame on the candle and matching your breath to the pulse of the flame. All of these types of things, being present in the moment, being physical, being in your body, all of that is going to help remove what feels stuck or stagnant in your life. And your words, using chants, questions again. What will happen today that feels magical? What will be wondrous? What will I see that seems beautiful? It's like if you take your affirmations and turn them into a question. So instead of saying, I am wealthy, say, how will I experience abundance today? Just being curious, asking those questions. And then the keeper, which is like the fool, is right before the first step. It's that infinite breath before creation itself. So you're being led toward not a single destination, but into a threshold of new becoming. This is the soul's yes, whispered before it knows the map. It's innocence reborn, the child of spirit reclaiming freedom after long initiation. You're being guided away from repetition into revelation, into something that cannot be reached by logic, only by trust. So the cycle that you've been in has prepared you for this very thing, to walk forward unburdened, curious, and aligned with faith instead of fear. It's like there was this heaviness, and through this action, through this embodiment of curiosity and abundance, you're being led down this threshold of possibilities to walk forward just unburdened. This is the one who has known endings and still chooses wonder. Spirit is asking you to loosen control, to stop gripping outcomes so tightly. The keeper invites you to leap into the current of divine timing, to let adventure re-enchant you. So this could be a literal new path, like a new home, a new job, a new calling, a new relationship, or it could be a vibrational shift. And I feel that it's actually both. It's doing these things, grounding yourself into your physical body, moving, asking questions, being curious instead of trying to control. All of that is shifting your vibration, which then attracts opportunities, whatever opportunities are for your highest and best good. So the message is clear. Life is ready to surprise you with what you don't even know that you want, but you're discovering it. It's a beautiful surprise. It's synchronicity as guidance instead of strategy. It's play as purpose instead of performance. And intuition as a compass instead of approval as a compass. So beautiful. Yeah, Spirit is calling you to re-enter mystery. Every sign, animal, the breeze, a song you hear on the radio, the lyrics, everything that catches your attention is part of this guidance. It's like you're stepping into this world of wonder and magic, and your alchemy works best when your curiosity leads. So you're being guided into this deeper relationship with life itself, where you feel this co-creation, this flow. It's like your eyes are open to a whole new world. So beautiful. Reading number 2, so happy for you. Please let me know if this resonates. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. You chose the emerald, which is connected to the heart chakra with the pure frequency of unconditional love. It softens emotional armor and reawakens the natural rhythm of giving and receiving, restoring harmony between compassion and boundaries. Spiritually, emerald opens the heart to divine connection, trust, and self-love. It mends heartbreak or grief by flooding the aura with life-giving green light. Encourages forgiveness, not as submission, but as liberation. Emerald is the crystalline embodiment of Earth's vitality, the constant renewal of forest, rivers, and spring growth. It reawakens the life force within the physical and emotional body. So it's great when you're feeling depleted or creatively blocked or spiritually fatigued. Its energy replenishes rather than excites. It's nourishing deeply like sunlight filtered through leaves. And it's associated with divine insight. Emerald aligns the intellect with compassion. It clears distortion between mind and emotion, allowing you to perceive truth through empathy rather than fear. You might notice heightened intuition rooted in the heart, not in the head, and clearer communication in relationships. A gentle dissolving of comparison, jealousy, or scarcity thinking. In ancient text, emerald was believed to guard travelers, lovers, prophets. Its vibration forms an energetic aura of equilibrium, protecting you by keeping your frequency steady rather than reactive. It harmonizes the fields of others around you, diffusing tension and restoring peace. This is the protection of serenity, calm, that nothing can penetrate. And emerald's magic lies in aligning desire with divine timing. It brings the frequency of, I deserve to receive because I am in harmony. When you act from love and integrity, emerald magnifies your ability to attract abundance, beauty, and opportunities that nourish the stone. It's a stone of sovereign prosperity, wealth anchored in wisdom. And the card that you chose, broccoli, says here, leadership. Broccoli is, and I love that we got the green emerald and we have green broccoli. Broccoli is actually a spiritual powerhouse. You know, it has these little green fractals, that divine design, carrying the geometry of life's unfolding. And it embodies both Earth's wisdom and solar vitality, bridging body and soul through nourishment, renewal, grounded life. It teaches vitality through structure, how to thrive within boundaries rather than feel restricted by them. And the clean renewal, the art of detoxifying without depletion, both physically and emotionally. Harmony between mind and body. Greens carry the heart frequency. They remind the mind to serve the heart's rhythm. And broccoli absorbs enormous solar energy and converts it into dense green life force. It vibrates in harmony with the solar plexus chakra, the seat of vitality, self-confidence, and digestion, both physical and spiritual digestion. So eating or invoking broccoli's energy supports motivation when you feel sluggish or uninspired, courage to take practical action on dreams, balance between doing and resting, shining without burning out. Broccoli carries a deep grounding energy through its thick stem. It embodies structure with life force. Its vibration reminds us that the body is a living altar, and tending to it is a sacred act. Energetically, it clears the root, solar plexus, and heart chakra, reconnecting them in a vertical current. It aligns the digestive with the spiritual, making it a bridge food between physical healing and spiritual vitality. Broccoli helps purge toxic thought patterns and dense emotions stored in the gut. Its sulfur compounds energetically burn through old shame, guilt, or energetic congestion around self-worth. And in the subtle body, it can clear energy from the lower chakras, stabilize mood after emotional cleansing, and supports clarity of intuition through a clean gut, your second brain. So as within, so without. So let's find out more about, there's lots of reference to detoxifying, clearing energy. So let's find out more about how you can do that. And how you can nourish yourself. All right, we have the devil. The Princess of Swords. and the Two of Pentacles, which was the third card in the first reading. Very interesting. All right. Such an interesting version of the devil. We see somebody here with money pouring out of their hands, and look at the multitude of beehives they have. But look how barren it looks. It's like a hollow victory. The devil is about what still holds power over you, or it's the habits, attachments, self-concepts that have outlived their purpose. So this is what you no longer need to carry. The devil binds through belief, not truth. You can believe something that isn't true, and that's what you're being asked to cleanse. That's what your spirit wants to release. So as far as detoxifying, it's those things that you believe that aren't true. So anything that you believe that is keeping you feeling trapped or small, like you can't, or you have to, or you're trapped, this is old conditioning, roles that you once played for safety and then later for approval. This is addictive thought patterns, over responsibility, perfectionism, guilt. It's emotional dependencies or energetic cords that siphon your fire. So you're ready to cleanse this illusion that you are anything less than free and sovereign. Sometimes the devil points to energetic pacts made unconsciously, places where we fear, obligation, or shame became the motivator. So something that we might do unconsciously is maybe when we were younger, we heard somebody say that power corrupts, or that, people who have a lot of money don't have morals, or people who don't have a lot of money don't know anything, whatever. It's a little imprint that, took root in your young mind that isn't true. And it's like this energetic, unconscious pact, contract in your mind. And these are ready to dissolve. They have run its course. They weren't meant to last forever. It's time to release them. You simply need to see them, thank them for their lesson, and release their claim. And the devil's realm is sensual and earthy. So this energy stagnates. It's when desire turns to compulsion and passion turns to exhaustion. So you're ready to cleanse the body of stored stress, shame, or repression. Your vitality wants to move again through dance, breath, sound, sweat. This is not punishment, it's purification through pleasure and permission. So detoxifying doesn't have to be punishment. It can be joyful, like dancing. It can be joyful, like doing something new, changing up your patterns. Just catching those old beliefs that are keeping you feeling trapped or like you can't. Noticing them, releasing them, and changing your patterns, your thought patterns and your physical patterns. And the Princess of Swords is the archetype of mental renewal and awakening perception, the mind learning to serve the heart again. Her medicine is about reconnection through truth, curiosity, and clean air, right? So here we have false beliefs, beliefs that aren't true. And now we have the Princess of Swords, all about truth, the sword of truth. When the mind is tangled, the spirit tires. You may have been carrying too many thoughts, stories, or opinions that don't belong to you. So the Princess of Swords is telling you, nourish yourself with honesty. Let stale thoughts fall away like dead leaves. So you might write or speak every racing thought you have until it's empty. This isn't to analyze it. This is just like to empty it, right? Just write it down. You might spend time in the wind or open space. This is nature's way of moving mental energy. And then try reducing exposure to noise like news or, doom scrolling or what other people are doing, that comparison, that chatter, and just let silence become nutrients for you. The princess thrives on authentic communication, so truth that liberates, not conflict that drains. Avoiding that, avoiding drama, feed on truth. Nourish yourself by only engaging in conversations that expand awareness or bring genuine connection. So avoid gossip or fixing others. This is going to form a heaviness in your chest, words that feel heavy there. Whether you're fixing out loud or in your mind, just withdraw from that. And you might even start feeling the need to speak a truth that you've been avoiding. And this isn't to cut others, right? This is to lighten your heart. The only thing you're cutting are cords, energetic cords that have kept you bound. Your words can heal when you use them as wind, not weapon. And reclaim the curiosity of your mind. Princess in this deck is like a page. Pages are curious. So read something that challenges or delights you. Study a subject that awakens your intellect and intuition. Maybe start learning words in another language or sign language. Ask new questions. Wonder again. Be curious, like, oh, I wonder what kind of insect pollinates this flower. I wonder what the connection is between those. Or you hear a bird. I wonder what bird is making that song. Or you find a feather. I wonder what kind of bird this belongs to. Just asking questions, being curious. That is going to nourish you. Just being open and curious, expanding your mind, your knowledge. And remember that swords rule the element of air, and air restores through breath. So simply breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4. And then pausing before you breathe again. We call that the box breath. Or inhale through the nose for 4, and then exhale through the nose for 6. Okay? And each time you exhale, imagine thoughts drifting away like clouds. And when the mind quiets, I breathe truth, I exhale peace. And the princess is also about setting mental boundaries as acts of self-care. So learning discernment. When to receive information and when to close the gate. Like, nope, not going to let that in. You're already getting rid of beliefs that aren't true. Don't let any new beliefs in that aren't true. Be discerning about what you allow. If you are looking at media or watching a show or whatever, you don't have to believe it. You can scroll past it. You can change the channel. Protect your mind. Don't let new things take root that don't nourish you. Your restoration comes from clean thinking. All right. And the Two of Pentacles is the dance between earth and energy. It's the dance between heaven and your heart, or spirit in your heart. It itself, the bridge of your body and spirit. All right, the Two of Pentacles moves like the tide, in and out, up and down, inhale and exhale. So it teaches that bridging body and spirit is not about perfection or constant alignment, but about returning to rhythm and honoring your daily cycles. Sleep, hunger, movement, rest. Letting your spiritual practice be woven through ordinary motions. Breathing with intention while walking. Stirring food as prayer. Folding clothes with presence. Each motion is a mantra. Each cycle is sacred. Not doing something so that you can get to the next, but enjoying what you're doing. And just living rhythmically, your body becomes the temple when you allow spirit to dance this way. Spirit often speaks through sensations, so the body is not an obstacle, it's an oracle. Each ache, hunger, breath, pulse carries divine intelligence. So to bridge them, bring awareness downward. Feel your feet touching the floor when you meditate, or place one hand over your heart, one over your belly, and breathe until they move together. Ask your body before each decision, how does this feel? Is this right? And wait for that, whatever that yes is in your body, or whatever the no is, and then act on that. Follow it. This card reminds you, movement without rest burns out spirit. So it's not constant motion, it's taking time to rest. The bridge is built through balance. Create small rituals that hold both. So, gentle morning movement, followed by a few minutes of breath work, or time in nature, followed by journaling, reflecting. Days for outward service balanced by quiet evenings of receiving beauty. So your body and your spirit weaving that rhythm together into your everyday life, flowing between motion and pause. And also turning inspiration into form. When you cook, when you garden, when you dance, make art, play music, crochet, you weave spirit through matter. Creation is how spirit experiences itself through your hands. So let the act of making become your meditation. Feel the textures, the sounds, the colors, the aliveness. Your body and spirit meet in that field of creation and senses. So you can bring spirit into routine by the way you pour your tea, by the way you make your matcha, the way you pay your bills even, the way you greet others. The secret to bridging is to slow down enough to feel spirit moving through the simple. You don't need to ascend, you need to inhabit. Allow it to inhabit you. Allow it to flow through all of your daily acts. Your body is the altar and your life is the offering. And when you honor both, the veil between them dissolves. How beautiful. Reading number 3, amazing. This feels so grounded and beautiful and reverent and magical. Please let me know if this resonates. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.